We looked at the areas that was presented here, and we identified 4 areas. One, infrastructure, finance, access to finance, finance intermediation for real economy investment, education and skills development, employment, and labor compensation. Now, under infrastructure, I'm giving here a definition, so I will tell you what the group looked at when they thought of infrastructure. We look at both hard and soft. And hard infrastructure are the physical things and supporting information technologies that provide basic services that are essential to quality of life and economic security. I put in that one. Soft infrastructure are institutions that are essential to the economy and quality of life, such as government, health, education, financial, and legal systems. Under infrastructure, the hard one, we spoke about the importance of roads, especially the roads that would feed our farms and the tourism sites, because we consider tourism as one of the main pillars, and we think that the infrastructure, all infrastructure relating to the tourism side, so it should be addressed. The question of ICT, and in particular, we mentioned hotspots, where there was a suggestion and an example of a farmer being able to use the technology, Google, to check on various information that he would want that will help him with his farm or his production. We see also that we have a sort of chicken and egg situation with transportation. We talk about local transportation, regional transportation, which is a common topic that we hear all the time, and international. Now, in the local transportation, I know government's position is that is something that the private sector should be addressing. We have a situation where we conduct business between 8 and 4, and after that, the rest of the day is sleeping time. There's a lot of productive hours that we have. We have the whole question of entertainment. We don't have transport where people could get around in the night. We have 1 or 2 stores or shops that are open outside of what we call the normal working hours. But there's a challenge for people to get transport, to go there and shop. And also the entertainment, we're talking about building the entertainment industry. If we're going to build the entertainment industry, we need to have transportation so people could have access to go to be entertained. And if you're talking about tourism itself, I mean, you wouldn't expect the people visiting to stay in Koyaba and just look at crab racing every Wednesday night or Tuesday night. We need to have transportation that we could take people around the country and develop sites around the country. And we think it's about time that our financial institution re-examine their policies and products and have it reflect what the market needs. And there's a discussion, a conversation about security that you have to give to the bank, and that we need to look at alternative ones, not just the land and whatever the bank normally asks for now, but look at other means that people could provide some security to get a loan. One suggestion also was the whole question of share capital. It's not something that we are very familiar with in our environment, except the bigger companies or like the banks. You see every now and again, they need some money, they sell some shares. So we're saying that maybe people might be willing to do that, but they don't know how to go about offering that kind of service. So maybe that is something else that could be looked at in terms of shares in companies to raise finance. Education and skill, there's a serious deficit in terms of the skills and education that is needed for the businesses, right? We have been talking about that a lot, and we think it's important that that is addressed. However, in order to know what skills you need and we're talking about development and sustainability, you must have a plan in terms of where you see a country going. So what education and skills would we need? What businesses, what investment would be getting in so that we could match the skills with what is needed? So we think that we really need to have a serious plan, where we're going, what we need, and match the education and skills with that. Also, we think that is something that we could start doing now, because we talk about the training agency. They're working on a number of things. But we like the idea that Sandra brought about the communities, because you're talking about development, and we're talking about development, a lot of it taking place in the South. And one way of starting and having sustainable development is starting from the community level. So you look at the community, you do an audit of what the community has to offer, what could be developed, and you develop the skills to match it. So you look at the opportunities, and you develop the skills to match the opportunities, which would assist in the community being able to provide employment and for there to be some measure of sustainability. And we're saying that you just need to start with one community. Start with one community and work and use that one as the example to grow the others. We also think that we need to move the level of employer-labor relations and employees to another level. People don't talk about salary. You don't ask anybody their salary, they won't tell you their salary, because salary is like taboo. And the whole question of what people are paid and what level, we have different level of pay, different industry, how some people feel about you, they pay you, that we think we need to start putting together data in terms of different jobs or profession, and rather scales of pay and compensation packages. That maybe that would help in terms of transparency and people knowing exactly, well, based on experience and qualification, what they are worth and what they should be paid. One of the things that I think the union would love to hear also is profit sharing, right? And well, the question is also raised on what about loss sharing? But it's a conversation that we need to have, because we need to work together to grow and develop, okay? Like we say, people say one hand can't clap. Well, a lot was said about entrepreneurship, which is great, and we agree that it needs to be strengthened since our economy is really small and micro businesses, and we need those focus on that to strengthen the sector in order for us to have growth and to have sustained growth. So we think that a lot of attention needs to pay to that.